put down a How's it going, guys? If you're new to the channel, my name's Donnie. It's a little bit windy outside, so I'm gonna try to stay out of the wind. Hopefully it's not too bad on the mic. If you're new to the channel, this is my 2018 Hellcat Challenger. The focus of today's video is gonna be the Hellcat. We're gonna take this car racing, not for the last time, but the last time at the drag strip that I always go to. So if you guys are in Southern California, and you're a car person, you've probably heard of Irwindale Speedway, Irwindale Dragstrip. Unfortunately, they announced that they're going to be shutting down operations there later this year. It's currently November, so I think they have like 4 or 5 Thursday Night Thunders left. And Thursday Night Thunders it's basically like an open drag night where regular people can take their normal cars. And that's where I've always gone. That's where I've taken the Charger, the Challenger, and even other friends' cars.
Turn left lane. Chevy short left. You're the right lane. Look out for the platform.
And unfortunately, it's going to be shutting down, and I don't believe that a new owner is going to take over it and continue operating a drag strip. From what I read, they're going to build mixed use shopping and more warehouses, because that's exactly what LA County and San Bernardino County need, is more warehouses. But I won't go there. It's kind of a last hoorah. I want to take the Hellcat there. We're going to take this car out. I've driven it on that track once, and we're going to take it for the second time on the trunk of the Charger. I have a part that we're going to install tonight. Let's take a look at what that part is. I'll use my super dull knife that I need to sharpen. Look at that, didn't even cut the packaging. These are pretty important for the Dodge cars because it is a bracket for the diff. So this is basically a diff brace. I didn't buy the super fancy one because my Hellcat, it's not making a ton of power. It's not stock, but it's also not like pulleyed down or anything. It's stock pulley. For this install, by the way, if you do buy this, you're going to want a torque wrench. It's very important to follow the sequence for this diff brace, because if you preload things improperly, you can actually do more harm than good by putting on this brace. So make sure to use a torque wrench and follow these instructions to a T. So the directions say to remove that bolt and this one. So we're doing that first. So the next step is we'll put this brace up there and tighten the bolt. Well, we won't tighten them. We'll just get them snug enough so that this doesn't move too much. There will be a little bit of play. And then my rear, I guess, subframe cross member thing does not have threads, so we have to put in these little things that have the threads inside of them. They'll slide into this slot and the one on the left. All right, so fishing those threaded pieces through these holes is actually not that difficult. They don't really go flying on you as long as you take your time. So just make sure you put the rubber pad in between the subframe thing and the brace. Or we're torquing these 2 bolts, the ones that connect directly to the diff, to 90 foot-pounds. I think I need to eat my Wheaties because 90 foot-pounds feels a lot more than what I'm used to, or my torque wrench is wrong and we're about to snap a bolt. But anyways, alrighty, so the brace is on. It's torqued down. When you're doing these 2 bolts, since there's a rubber isolator, it's going to kind of squeeze as you do these bolts. So before you torque them down, you want to kind of jump between them and make sure you're torquing this evenly and flat. And then these ones are only 15 foot-pounds, so it's not too bad. That's it. So hopefully I don't spaghetti up the differential tomorrow. to the next day. You can hear the burnout pit in the distance over there. We are at Irwindale. There's a Hellcat, there's Max, there's my dad, there's my passenger seat in the trunk of my dad's car, or truck, in the bed, you know what I mean. You can see there is no seat in here. Car already has a rear seat delete. I know you can't really see in there, there's my black helmet, but we're just gonna run it like this. I've let it cool down for probably 30 minutes, but I want to get in line because it's already like, what time is it, Max?
6:20.
It's already 6:20. They only have like one lane going, so it's gonna take twice as long to get through the line. So I'll probably go sit and wallow in the line until it's my turn. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
So that wasn't quite what I wanted it to be. That night was very packed. I didn't get in very many runs, maybe one or two, and both the runs were pretty much identical. And I'm gonna play it again. I want you to hear that spinning. Now, I'm not gonna make excuses. That was actually pretty much entirely driver error. I mean, I'm sure there were some other factors as well. I was foot braking. Not really sure why I was doing that. That strategy doesn't even really work in my Charger, so I'm not really sure why I was doing it in the Challenger. So my ET that night, I did about 2 runs. Both runs were about 7.4 at like 103 miles an hour. So really good mile an hour, but my 60 foot, because I was spinning, wasn't great. With that being said, I have a time slip in my hand that I haven't really been keeping a secret, but I haven't spoken to anybody about. And this is from a race I did, I have to say, almost 2 years ago. Actually, the time slip I'm about to show you, the car was full weight. I actually didn't even take the passenger seat out. It still had the subwoofer in the trunk. So this was a completely full weight pass, except I actually launched the car properly.
I'm gonna pick up the and still get the Mini with supercharger. But the Challenger is gone at the end of this year. Charger as well, but they say they're bringing back the Charger as an electric car.
Same 1/8 mile track, probably actually a little worse weather since it was May and not November. I put down a 670 at 106.5 miles an hour. And you can see my 60 foot, there's a 154. So that's quite a substantial difference. It was 0.7 seconds faster when I was able to launch the car. Another thing I want to note is that this 6.7 time slip was the first time that I have ever raced this car. I had never driven this car on a track before, and I ran a 670 in full weight and street configuration and no skinnies at the front. So I never showed you guys that pass. I posted a YouTube short of it, but I never posted the time because I kind of was keeping it to myself. But there you go. That's my best time in the Hellcat, and it was actually my first time driving the Hellcat on the track, and I ran a 6.7 at 106.5 miles an hour. So hopefully in the future, I can either take it to another 1/8 mile track and perhaps even lose a little more weight, maybe launch it in a more effective manner next time. Hopefully I have better traction. hopefully I can drive that time even below a 6.7. All things considered, it's a serious bummer to see Irwindale closed. Unfortunately, my last track day there wasn't anything to write home about, but I still wanted to document it just because why not? Thank you guys so much for sticking along. More stuff coming on both these cars here in the future, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.